I know this is gonna be a good video because I know a lot of people are gonna have some things to say to me. But the bottom line is this: if you can't take care of yourself, I don't want to be with you. We should be able to add to each other's life,
That's right?
I can cook for myself. I've been doing it for years. I can clean. I can do my own laundry. I don't need a woman who does that, but she should be adding to my life in other ways, right? The same as I should be adding to her life. It might be financially. It might be sexually. I hope it's sexually. But
Should your foreign partner give you an allowance or money for you to spend just for you?
Yes, he gave me. And actually, I have a credit card. He gave me credit card. So if I want to spend, I can spend. But I really now because I don't have work now. I don't have salary in volunteer. So I don't spend his money to go shopping. I prefer to stay at home. If I'm bored, I just do my nails. Like I clean the house, but I don't spend money.
Where do you spend your money on? The allowance that he gives you?
Like I just put in my savings.
You put it on your savings.
Yeah.
So you would agree that a foreigner should give you an allowance just for you?
Yeah, he give me every month. Actually,
Okay.
give me every month. Then also the debit card also have money, but I use only the debit card or credit card if I go supermarket for our food.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't buy shopping for myself. I prefer to put in my savings the allowance he gives to me.
Okay. That's very smart of you, Jane.
Then I can share to my family also if they need like
That's
emergency.
nice. Okay. So for emergency purposes, you don't spend the allowance that your boyfriend give you, but you would agree that your boyfriend should give you an allowance.
Yeah, because we need also something to buy for ourselves.
Okay. So I'm Cheng from Richie Rich Abroad, and this is
Jane, the ultimate Filipina.
what is up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to Richie Rich Abroad. I'm your host, Richie Rich.
And this is Cheng.
Whether we like it or not, money is part of every relationship. Today's topic invites a closer look at how money impacts a romantic relationship.
Yes.
And whether certain financial arrangements are actually healthy or problematic. So the topic for discussion today: should a foreigner give his girlfriend an allowance? At the end of this video, I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think. I'm sure it's going to be different from Cheng.
Yes, definitely. But before we get into this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe and that notification bell so you get updated on our latest videos.
Make sure you hit the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm to pick up our videos. It lets us know you're digging our videos. And most importantly, it helps our channel to grow.
Be sure to watch to the end of the video because we are going to give you our separate opinions if a foreigner should give his girlfriend an allowance.
And another reason to stay to the end of the video, because you know there's always going to be outtakes at the end. And if they make me laugh, I'm sure they're going to make you laugh too.
Yes.
All right, Ching, kick the intro and let's get into this video. Going by trike. Here we go.
All right, so for the first one, we have equal partnership. So in modern relationships, we always hear, 50-50. Yeah? Who's taking care of bills and who's in charge of doing this and that. So a monetary allowance might undermine the concept of mutual support and equality. Also, providing an allowance has its pros and cons. So, for example, a foreigner would give an allowance to his Filipina partner, then definitely it could empower his girlfriend by teaching her how to invest the money or the allowance that you're going to give her. But on the other hand, it can also provide dependency. So they become reliant on the allowance that the foreigner will be giving them, So what about you?
I think the 50-50 is a crock of crap here because it's never going to be 50-50 in almost every relationship here that involves a foreigner and a local woman. The foreigner is going to have more disposable income. So it's seldom going to be 50-50, and usually he is going to be the majority breadwinner in the relationship.
Yeah, I agree with you. But also in some cases, like for example, a temporary allowance may be given to a partner. Like, for example, I lost my job. Yeah, so I become unemployed. So where am I going to have my, or how am I going to support myself except if I have savings? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, so
how would you do it if you didn't have a boyfriend?
so I would be, but personally, I will be taking it from my savings. But we're speaking of generally of other, Filipinas. So for example, that Filipina doesn't have savings. So maybe a temporary allowance might be considered acceptable, such as, during times of unemployment and financial hardship. However, ongoing allowances, could again create some sort of dependency
Exactly.
to the foreign partner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why in every single video I say I would absolutely not date a woman who does not have her own job, who cannot support herself. For me, I don't want someone to depend on me. If someone is saying they're a strong, independent woman, then be a strong, independent woman. And I'm okay with that. In fact, I'm cool with that because I'm a strong, independent man. And I'm willing to help somebody. I'm willing to add to what someone else has, but I don't want to be what they have.
So when you come into a relationship, you want your partner to be like financially stable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She wants me to be financially stable, so of course I would want the same thing of her.
Yes, that's right. So that's fair. So the role of traditional gender norms. So in some societies, a man providing an allowance, gives aligns with traditional gender roles because men are known to be providers and then women are expected to take care of the household. This is, again, I'm not generalizing all Filipinas, but this is just my personal experience. My late husband gave me an allowance for my personal things, but normally when he gave me an allowance, I just put it into savings because I have my own job and I can support my own needs.
Exactly.
So what he gives me, I just put it into savings. I don't really use it or utilize it.
And what did you do with the money you made?
The money I made, I also use it for the house. I pay you.
Exactly.
We have different expenses.
So you both had your own separate responsibilities.
Yes.
Financially and
Financially,
otherwise.
yes.
Okay.
That's what how we do it.
Right. So you have children, right?
Yes, I have children.
And who financially takes care of your children now?
Me.
Okay. So why would you expect him to come in and give you an allowance if you're perfectly able to take care of your children?
I'm not expecting a foreigner partner to give me an allowance because I can support my children on my own.
Exactly.
Now, for example, if we're going to live together, that's going to be a different story because we'll be living in the same house. And for example, we have different responsibilities to take care of. So for example, the foreign partner may pay the rent and then I may pay the utilities and then we can share in the groceries and something like that.
So would you expect your foreign partner to assist in taking care of your children?
Assist? Yes, in some way, not entirely, because I'll be asking help from my parents, and I'm not gonna really.
But if you live with your foreign partner, then would it be safe to say that you would expect some kind of cooperation and help or assistance in taking care of your children?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Would that be like an unfair request? Like for example, we're living together.
Well, it depends on who your partner is. Some partners would say, those are not my children, and I don't expect to take care of those children or to financially support those children. Some would say that. Some would not mind. It depends on who the partner is.
Okay. But for me, when you're not married, when you're just in a long-term commitment with your partner, you don't necessarily have to have a pool of finances. You can pay your separate bills, and also you can communicate or you can talk about who's spending, who's going to pay this and that, and at least you have those share the financial responsibility.
So I agree with that, but if that's the case, then explain why you would expect your foreign partner to give you an allowance then.
I'm not expecting him to give me an allowance. I'm just giving some pros and cons if you give an allowance to your Filipina partner,
Okay.
and also the disadvantages of giving your Filipina partner some allowance. So I'm not saying that I'm expecting my foreign partner to give me an allowance. So I'm just saying that maybe this will be the advantages, this could be the disadvantages of giving your partner an allowance.
So if you guys haven't figured it out, I'm on the other side of this. And in fact, I firmly believe that if you come in and you lead with your wallet and you start giving your Filipina girlfriend an allowance. Now, remember, I said girlfriend. A wife is a completely different ballgame, but a girlfriend is absolutely not the same as a wife. The level of commitment is completely different. So I'm of the belief that you should not give your Filipina girlfriend an allowance, because she should have her own job. She should be able to take care of herself and or her children. And if she can't, then she has no business being with you or relying on you to take care of them.
Yes. So nothing should change.
Exactly.
Whether a partner came in or you're just living independently, what you're doing should not change.
Just to make sure everybody understands my position, I'm not against giving your Filipina girlfriend, or especially wife, of course not. I'm not against giving her some money or sharing your money with her. What I'm saying is an allowance, absolutely not, because it creates an expectation that you're going to start giving that same thing to her on a regular basis. Why would you give her an allowance if she can take care of herself, and she should take care of herself and or her kids? Then why would you need to give her an allowance unless you wanted to create dependency on you?
That's right. So moving on to the next one, this is actually, you discussed this already, economic disparities. So when you're here in the Philippines, you're, as a foreign partner, you, whether we like it or not, this is just the truth. Now, what you're earning is like double or triple her salary. So in other words,
Quadruple,
whatever. Yeah. So I already have a decent job, and it doesn't really even go half to what a foreign partner would actually make.
And you could take us for example. With your salary, you have a very good job.
Yes.
By Philippine standards, you have a very good job, and yet, if you look at the disparity between the two of us,
a lot.
I make 5 times more than you make.
Yes. So I'm already like in university level.
So, and most women here don't make what you make.
Yes.
So I think that's my point in and of itself, is that there is a financial disparity. But look, if you didn't exist, what would she do? That's what she should do. And you can add to that. However, I am absolutely unequivocally against giving her an allowance until you reach a point where you are either married or in a lifetime committed relationship.
Okay. Yeah. So the next thing is that support versus control. So there's a fine line between supporting and controlling. Now, normally a partner, like for example, you see an allowance as a form of control. Now I'm giving you money, so you should follow me. So that might prevent the partner, from making her own decisions. Like for example, since I'm the one who's giving you the money, then you should follow whatever I say. Something like that.
But I don't think that you need to control her. I think you can help support her. But in my own opinion, again, I know I'm going to be different, but I think she should be able to support herself. She should be able to support herself. She should be able to take care of herself and her own family already before you enter the picture. If she couldn't do that before I came in the picture, then I should not be with her.
Yeah, so discussing finances openly with your partner is very crucial in a relationship, because couples should have that transparent conversation.
I share my money quite openly and freely, frequently actually. However, Ching has her own job, and I respect that, and I certainly appreciate that. Let me say this: there are guys that come over here and they have that they pretend that they have a lot of money that they don't have. There are guys that come over here, they know exactly how much money they have. They know exactly what their budget is. And the fact is, I just have to make some difficult decisions based on the amount of money that I have, or just disposable or spendable income that I actually have. I think it depends on each individual person. And for me, though, I think it's really important. I would not date someone who doesn't have a job and who cannot support herself.
Yes, that's right. So an allowance could be an opportunity to teach financial responsibility. But then again, before you come into a relationship, as a single mother with children, you should be able to finance on your own the needs of yourself and the needs of your children. When you come into a relationship, you don't expect your partner to just, come in and take away all the financial responsibilities from you and then let him shoulder all the responsibility. You don't win the lottery.
And this may not apply to some of the gentlemen who choose to date younger girls in their teens or in their early 20s or later 20s that don't have any experience. But if you're a mom and you're in your 30s, Ching is in her mid 30s at this point. If you're a mom in your mid 30s and you have kids and you don't know how to spend money, you don't know how to save money, I'm not the person who needs to be teaching you. You should have learned that on your own. You should be mature enough if you're mature enough to have children and support them and take care of them, you should be mature enough to know how to spend money and know how to save money. That's not something I need to be teaching you.
So you should be ready.
You should already be ready. I know this is gonna be a good video because I know a lot of people are gonna have some things to say to me. But the bottom line is this: if you can't take care of yourself, I don't want to be with you. We should be able to add to each other's life.
That's right.
I can cook for myself. I've been doing it for years. I can clean. I can do my own laundry. I don't need a woman who does that. If a woman comes into my life and she wants to be part of my life, that's great if she wants to do those things, but we can do them together. We can do those things together. So I don't need her money. I don't need her to cook, clean, or wash, or any of those things for me. I can do those things myself too. We can split. We can actually share those tasks or share those duties, those responsibilities. Thank you. But she should be adding to my life in other ways, right? The same as I should be adding to her life. It might be financially. It might be sexually. I hope it's sexually. But it might be with experience or learning or helping. It might be learning or teaching. But she should be able to add to my life, not to take from my pockets.
That's right. So, yeah. Very good point.
There's a lot of guys who come here and they lead with their wallet. And look, to each his own. When you lead with your wallet here, it never works.
Yeah.
It never works. Show me a successful case where you have two happy people, where the man led with his wallet and they're so madly in love and all that stuff. It never works. And if it did for a short time, cut her off, take the money away and see what happens.
Yeah. You will see her true character.
You'll find out quick.
Yeah. You'll find out quick what her true character is.
Yeah.
Because when she stops giving you affection, when she withholds affection, she stops taking care of you, then you would know that she's only doing it for the money.
Right.
It's not about the money.
Take the money away for 1 month. Take her allowance away from 1 month. And you'll find out what's really going on. Again, I'm going to say this over again ad nauseum. I have no problem with sharing my money with anybody or anybody I love in a intimate relationship. I have no problem with that at all. However, for her to expect me to give her a certain amount of money on a monthly or weekly basis, it's not going to happen. I don't want her to be dependent on me, and I don't want to be dependent on her. I want we should be able to work together in a harmonious relationship, financially, romantically, and emotionally, and all those things. We should be able to add to each other's life.
Yeah. So what about gifts versus allowance? For me, it's more appropriate if you're just going to give gifts. Again, you're not expecting your partner to just give you gifts oftentimes. But for example, there are certain occasions, or you just feel like giving gifts to your partner. Whenever I see something on the department store, I always buy you some Star Wars shirts.
You know what? Shout out to you, the Star Wars shirts, right?
Yeah. So most of his Star Wars shirts.
Highly appreciate. No, all of my Star Wars.
All of your Star Wars shirts.
All of my Star Wars shirts
from me.
Did they all come from you?
Yes, of course.
They did. All came from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to you on that.
You're welcome. But all those shirts, and that's out of love. That's out.
You know what? The shirts.
The shirts. The what?
Without a doubt.
So again, gifts are voluntary. So it doesn't require anything from me. When I see it, I want to buy it. I know it will look good on him. I will buy it for him. So while allowances can imply, transactional in the relationship. For me, again, if we're going to ask the question, should you give your Filipina girlfriend an allowance? So can I answer first?
Sure.
Okay, so my opinion on this topic is that my answer is no. Because providing an allowance comes with an expectation, unspoken expectation and obligations. So for me, it's a no. You should not give your Filipina girlfriend an allowance. But voluntarily, if you are just, I'm wealthy today, I'm going to give you an allowance, then I would be willing. Who would say no if they're going to give it to you voluntarily?
If it's my wife, I'm okay with giving her allowance. If I made the commitment to marry someone, then I'm absolutely cool with giving her allowance if she so needs it. I don't think I would marry someone who didn't have a job or who couldn't provide for herself either. But if I'm married to her, absolutely. Well, I'm cool on that because that's my commitment to my wife. But as a girlfriend, no. The first time you give it to her, she's excited. The second time you give her an allowance, she's anticipating it. The third time you give her an allowance, she's expecting it. And I don't think it's okay. I don't want anybody to be dependent on me except for me and my own until I'm in a committed long-term relationship, which includes marriage or otherwise. Outside of that, I expect her to be able to take care of herself, and I can add to that. But it is not my responsibility to take care of her as my girlfriend. So I think we're pretty clear on both of our stances on this. Obviously, we have differing opinions when it comes to this. I'm okay with it in a long-term committed, and when I say long-term, I mean a lifetime committed relationship. That's either marriage or otherwise. But outside of that, I'm happy to help her. I'm happy to buy gifts, to buy food, to buy things for her. I'm happy to do that. There should be no expectation of me buying things for her or giving her money.
Yeah, that's right. Just don't expect anything from your partner so you don't get disappointed. So that's my take on that. If you are just boyfriend and girlfriend, do not expect your partner to give you monetary allowance, or don't expect him to give you allowance as well. Also,
if I'm your partner.
Also, if you're married, then that's different. So it may differ from time to time. But again, allowance is something extra. Okay? Something extra that you can spend on your own.
She has a job, I have a job. Then why am I giving her an allowance? If I'm handling the household finances, if I'm paying the rent or the mortgage or the lease or whatever it is, I'm paying for the groceries, I'm paying for that. Why am I giving her an allowance on top of that if she already has a job? What is her job for?
So you need to work hard for your money. Don't expect anyone to just come in and give you money. Work hard for your money so you don't expect anything.
And save your money.
Save your money.
And save your money. Don't be what is it?
One-day millionaire.
Don't be a one-day millionaire. Save your money. Learn to save your money. Learn to put your money away. Learn not to spend. Know the difference between needs and wants.
Is this a need or a want?
Okay, so this is one of those few videos, as you can see, we're probably a little bit more serious.
Yes.
Especially
scary.
If she works, if she has her own job, then she doesn't need my money. She doesn't need it. She should be able to take care of herself the same as she did before I came on the scene.
That's right.
That's it. Let us know what you think. Leave your comments below. I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot to say about this video. Why am I giving her an allowance on top of that if she already has a job? What is her job for?
To be a Disney princess.
Right.
It's not about the money. We don't need money. We're so serious.
They're just as good as this one, if not even better. So check those out too.
I'm like a parrot. now we are very happy to announce that we're going to have another live stream, but this time it's a Freaky Friday live stream. 9 p.m. Eastern Time and 10 a.m. Manila time. So see you on Friday.
Make sure you keep it clean. But let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. We'll have some questions. We'll have our own questions to ask each other and maybe even ask the audience. We'll ask for your input. So make sure you join us on Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and Manila time, 10 a.m. on Saturday morning.
That's right.
So if you like this video, be sure to check out our other videos. They're just as good as this one, if not even better. So check those out too. Until then, this is Richie Rich for Richie Rich Abroad.
And this is Chang.
Deuces. We're out.